Welcome! I'm Cheryl, and this series is going to focus on yoga for Tai Chi and Qigong practitioners. We're going to develop balance, flexibility, breath control, body awareness, relaxation, mindfulness, and even concentration. There's going to be so much wrapped into this little series. Let's start off with some similarities between Tai Chi and yoga. They both involve a still practice when we talk about yin yoga. Now, there are different types of yoga, but we're going to be leaning into that yin aspect where we can hold poses for a little bit longer and work on the alignment of our body. We're going to see some breath flow in our yoga sequences, and we also see that in our single movement practice in Tai Chi where we coordinate the breath with our movement. Our alignment principles are going to be a little bit similar where we see the knee in line with the toe direction, making sure we bring length through our spine and keeping our shoulders relaxed down. We see those in our principles of practice in Tai Chi, but these are just standard alignment principles within our yoga practice. They're both low impact, they increase balance, flexibility, and strength, and they both have a meditation aspect that connects body, mind, and spirit in this moment. So there's going to be a lot of similarities between these two practices. Now, there are some differences. Tai Chi is an internal martial art. It's about finding balance within the body, mind, and spirit, of course, but yoga, its main focus is about creating that union between body, mind, and spirit. Yes, it has great physical aspects, and it is a great practice that is made to heal our bodies, but there is not that internal martial art aspect. Yoga is simply made to heal our bodies. Now, in yoga, our breath control is a lot more focused, and we can include what's called pranayama, or that breath control within our yoga practice. Tai Chi, the breath is just flowing continuously without interruption. Now, our Tai Chi forms are a little bit of a difference here. In Tai Chi, we have set sequences of movement where we flow from one posture to the next. Now, don't get me wrong, we do see this in yoga too. We have set sequences in Ashtanga. We have free form sequences in vinyasa, and in yin we kind of pick and choose which poses we're going to do. So there's some differences in each type of yoga that you might see. Now, Tai Chi requires no equipment, just comfortable clothes, but yoga we like to have a mat, maybe some blocks, straps, or even a blanket to help us achieve that great alignment within our form. So some great similarities and great differences between the two practices that are going to overlap within this series. Now, you don't need a mat, but we do want a nice comfortable place to practice. For our balance portion, you might want some hard floors to find a little bit more balance on. It's up to you with what you want to have in your practice. It's really your choice if you want to wear shoes or not. If you don't wear shoes, we can actually work on our foot strength a little bit more, and it will help improve your balance over time, but it might be something that you need to get used to. Also, if you have a chair or a piece of furniture or even a wall close by, that might help you as we get into our practices. So, lots to cover within this series, but it's going to be a great one. So let's get started. We're going to start with our posture and alignment. Now, this is called mountain pose in yoga, which we call prepare in Tai Chi. In the traditional mountain pose, we have our feet together. I like to bring in that Tai Chi aspect and have the feet shoulders width apart and perfectly straight. We run through all of the same principles. So we want to be aware of that weight distribution in our feet. Make sure our knees are nice and soft. The waist is relaxed, shoulders hang down, and we lift all the way up through the crown of the head. Now, Tai Chi, fingertips brush the side. Yoga, fingertips point down. So we reach through the fingertips with the palms facing forward. Now, if it's possible, I invite you to close the eyes for a moment. So every time we start a yoga session, we take a moment to notice what's going on in our body. We feel the breath moving through the nose, nice cool air coming in, filling the lungs, front to back, side to side, all the way down through the belly. And we want to see if we can fill every part of the body with new oxygen and energy. And as we exhale, that navel draws towards the spine, exhaling fully. Try to soften through the face. Relaxing the forehead and the jaw. Let the shoulders hang down a little bit more. See if you can feel your weight sink into your legs. Take 2 more big breaths, letting yourself settle in, letting go of wherever you were before we started our practice. We're going to start by lifting the arms up overhead and finding a little bit of length through the fingers. And then we'll just let them float back down. So coordinating the breath with the movement, we'll inhale and we'll lift up, bring those palms facing each other. Exhale and float them down. The hardest thing is to keep the shoulders down. So depending on your flexibility, you might bring them up to here. And then float back down. We'll do one more. Finding that connection. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're going to do what I call a quarter of a sun salutation. So since we're not hitting the mat, we're still going to include a little bit of folding forward to get the energy flow within our body. So we inhale and the arms come up. And we exhale and we hinge forward from the hips, reach the arms out, and then let the head hang down. On our inhale, we draw up and we bring the fingertips to the shins and we look out with a nice flat back. Then we exhale and we hinge forward again, relaxing everything down. On the next inhale, we try to hit a flat back, bringing the arms out to the side, and we reach them back up, and then we exhale down. So this is the first part of a sun salutation. Now we're going to continue this sequence a few times. I'm going to turn so you can see some modifications that we can do, but you can stay where you are. So we inhale and we draw the arms up, and we can even look up. And then we exhale and we hinge forward, and we can bend into the knees if that feels good, lengthening through the spine. Then as we inhale, we bring the hands to the shins and we look up and out. And then we exhale and fold again, maybe bending into the legs. Next inhale, we draw all the way up, arms out to the side, and then overhead. Exhaling, return. Now we're going to do 3 more. The goal as we move is for you to find your own breath from one movement to the next. So inhaling, we always lengthen. Another option is to exhale, and the arms could go out to the side if that feels good. It's up to you. Flat back coming up on our inhales. Exhaling, we relax and fold down. Inhale, come all the way up. Notice how you have to use your abs and your glutes to come up and then relax down. We've got 2 more, building some energy. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, fold. Now noticing how you can go from one to the other. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, fold. All the way up on your inhales. And then relaxing back down. Ready? Last one. Coming up. Fold. Flat back. Relax. And then all the way up. And return. First movement we're going to do is called a chair pose. We're going to bring our feet a little bit closer together so they're actually hips distance. We can use blocks here as well to bring a little bit more of an alignment to our body. What we're going to do is we're going to bend down into our legs and then bring the arms overhead, hands to the heart, or you can even come into your hugging position. Now it's up to you. The yoga block adds a different intensity with having to squeeze through the inner thighs, but you don't need to use it. It's just an alignment cue and a little bit of an extra challenge. The big thing is as you sink down, we don't want to tuck our tailbone out. Drop the tailbone down, engage through the abs, and choose the variation that works best for you. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Notice how your legs feel. Do you feel a little bit of tingling going on? We're going to build some strength and open up through the hips as we progress through our practice. Right now it's about that alignment. Where do you feel the weight in your feet? Are you dropping through the tailbone? That's the big thing to carry into our warrior sequence next. And the arms are in whatever comfortable position feels good. It's really up to you. You're going to notice I return to hand to heart, hands to the heart again and again because of my shoulder. Okay, one more breath. And then we're going to push out of the legs. If the arms are down, we'll reach them up. And we're going to fold forward and bend into the legs. And we're going to let everything hang for a breath. So while you're here, you could grab your arms. You could reach the arms behind your legs and then grab for the elbows. We're just going to hang for one more breath. And then this time, on the next inhale, we'll slowly come up. Kind of stacking the spine as we come all the way up. And then back to our original position. Okay, next we're going to bring in a little bit of a warrior sequence. So we're going to find a nice, comfortable, what would be an extended bow stance. So same principles where we have the front foot straight and the back foot 45 degrees. You can have shoulders width apart if you would like. You could challenge yourself by having the feet on one line. It's really going to be up to you. Now we have two options here. The first option is the traditional warrior where the hips are open and we find turning from our waist to bring the arms overhead, the hands to the heart, or you could lace your fingers behind your back and get a chest opener, grab for your elbows. But a couple of things we really want to focus in on is where's the weight in your feet? So being aware, bringing your mind down to your footwork. The hip direction matters. If you're turning your hips forward and your foot is on the ground, you're going to spill the weight into the arch of your foot. If it's more comfortable for you to have your hips forward, lift your heel up off the ground and come into a high lunge instead. We want to have the weight evenly distributed between our feet. With your front leg, if your knee is too far, you can lift your heel. Not enough, and you can lift your toes. In perfect position, your whole foot should be suction cupped or Velcroed to the ground. We want to make sure we have great alignment. We take a few breaths, we settle in. We are going to burn the legs quite a bit. The lower you go, the more you might feel it opening up through your hips, but it's completely up to you in terms of what feels comfortable. So we have a few variations of warrior. This is warrior 1. Warrior 2 is going to be about taking our arms from whatever position they're in, turn our torso to the side, and extend the arms out. The goal here is to find a vertical torso. You can have the palms facing down and really reach through the fingertips, or you could relax so that the palms face the sky. One of the most important things is this front leg. Sometimes when we turn open, our leg comes with it. We have to think about rotating from our hip to bring our knee out to the side and in alignment with our ankle and foot. We want everything to make one line. Now we take a few breaths here. You could open your back foot open just a little bit, but we don't want to go past straight. We do not want our foot heading the wrong direction. Okay, so we find our balance. Again, palms up is more relaxed for the shoulders. Palms down is a little bit more strength. Are you engaging through your abs and dropping your tailbone down? One more big breath here. We're going to move into what we call as a triangle next. So we're going to turn our front foot a little bit back to the corner, straighten our front leg, palms turned down. We're going to hinge forward, and then we're going to touch wherever's comfortable. This could be your knee, your thigh, your shin. If you have blocks, you could use them to your advantage, placing your hand on the block. We can extend our top arm to the sky or relax it behind your back. You could look to the neutral, down to relax your neck, or look up to the sky. But we want to focus on length through the spine, so it does not matter where you are. What matters is how it feels through your whole body. We're getting a big lengthening through the legs, opening up through the hips, and we're challenging our balance too. So there's a lot going on here. Now on the next inhale, we're going to come up and we're going to bend back into that front leg, and then we're going to take our back hand to our thigh, and the top arm's going to come overhead, palm facing down. Try to find a big stretch through this whole side of your body. Check in on your legs. Where's the weight in your feet? Is your back leg locked? And then we'll return. Both arms extend out. And then we'll turn and rotate back to number one. Okay, from here, we're going to visit a balance pose. So it's your choice. We can hop forward first. Then we're going to lean at our own pace. So you might lean and then lift and touch back down. And we lean and we try to find our balance, so we notice the weight on our feet. We tighten through the abs. We lift and we touch. You can keep going until whatever point is good for your body, and then come back. But it's just about noticing how this feels, and we're kind of like cantilevering the body, almost like that one spin in the long form, right? We lean a little bit and we lengthen through the toes, and then we spin. Okay, one more. Lean and touch, and then turn and relax the arms down. All right, before we go to the other side, we're going to visit a little bit of a star pose. So we're going to line our feet up on one line, and we're going to turn our toes in slightly. This is going to change where we're hitting our hips. We're going to extend the arms out first, and we're going to take a couple of breaths and just notice how we feel. So feel the weight in your feet. As your toes turned in, notice how that changes the weight distribution. Try to relax the shoulders down even as we engage through those fingertips all the way out, extension. Few deep breaths. That was a big challenge, I know it, okay? But we're going to take a moment, kind of reset. We're going to inhale, arms come up, and we're going to hinge forward again, this time wide legs. Extend out and just relax down. Let your head hang. This is about how it feels for you. So you could keep your forearms and bring them up to your thighs, kind of lengthen through your spine. You could be bending into your knees with that. You could bend into your knees and hang, or you can just hang completely, maybe even grabbing your hands to your elbows. There's so many options. We just want to notice how this feels. Think about lifting your hips up to the sky. Let your head hang down. Now it's going to be up to you how you want to come out of this. You could challenge yourself with a flat back or come up slowly. Flat back would be bringing the hands to the hips. See if you can come to that flat back position first. Then squeeze everything and come up. Okay, it's up to you how you want to get there. We're going to turn to the other side. So you can just turn your foot and realign, or you can adjust entirely. It's up to you. So Do you want to have that shoulders width apart? Do you want one line? How do you feel? What's going on with your body? Most importantly, 45 degrees with that back foot, knee over that front ankle. Hips are open, turning into our warrior one or our high lunge. Choose your arm positions. Do you want those arms overhead? Do you want your hands to your heart? Lace your fingers or wrap your elbows, completely up to you. But check in on your alignment most of all. Drop your tailbone. Make sure we have those knees following the foot direction. The goal is to find strength through the legs and lightness through the upper body, just like Tai Chi. We want to see if we can let that energy sink down. Okay, now we're going to go to number 2. So we turn, we open the foot, and the arms extend from wherever you were. Find vertical. Just like single whip, find vertical. Check in on your knee. Did it turn or can you rotate outwards? So the knee is over the ankle and we extend or we relax. Now you can look down that front arm and get a great stretch through your neck. But I want you to notice most of all what's going on with your body. How does your back feel? Are you engaging through the abs that little bit, but still have a full breath? So there's that fine line between kind of engaging everything and breathing deeply. We want to find that balance. Now that triangle pose. So we straighten our front leg. We might close our back foot a little bit, palms face down, extend, and then fold. Is that hand on the knee, the shin? Are you grabbing that block? Think about twisting open from your torso so that one arm has length all the way through the body, up through the other arm to the sky. As we straighten both legs, we're getting a great stretch through the hamstring here. And choose your head direction. Do you want to look down to relax your neck? Do you want to turn and look towards the sky, challenging your balance a little bit more? This can be a challenge for sure. Then we come up. So we inhale, come up, bend into your front leg. Front arm comes overhead, palm facing down, back hand at your thigh. Just find a neutral position. You could look up to the sky again if that feels good. You could just keep your head neutral. What works best for you? But try to find some length through your side body and your ribs, even if you're not extending that arm as far. Okay. Now we're going to revisit number 2. So we level out first, maybe looking, and then we go to number 1. Turn from your torso. Keep that weight centered on your foot. Okay. Now, coming into that balance pose, you can turn into your lunge first. You could hop forward. Arms up to the sky. Think about relaxing your foot. Don't lock out your leg. And then lean into it as far as you can and then touch. You could lift just a little bit, lean and touch. You can go as far as you want. One other option that we could visit while we're here is taking 2 blocks for your hands and doing it this way. 1 block under each hand and trying to find that length, and then you could try to lift one and then try to lift the other and touch down whenever you're ready. So we'll do 2 more touches. 1 more and release. Come up, turn, and relax those arms down. This time, instead of visiting that star pose, we're going to work on the hips a little bit more into a goddess pose or kind of a sumo squat in a way. We're going to turn both of our feet out 45 degrees. So they're both going to these corners now. We're going to sink down to whatever position is comfortable. Drop your tailbone, engage through the abs. Arms could be out, palms to the sky. You could have that hugging position. It's going to be up to you. Now I will offer you a couple of other options depending on where you are. You could take your block, your ottoman, or whatever else you have in your home, and you could choose to come down and bring your hands to heart. If that's possible and you want to visit the smaller block or no block, you could do that. Forearms press into the elbows. We don't want to do this with our heels up though. We want to have both feet on the ground. So if you can't get both feet on the ground, then we're going to visit a higher variation till we get this rotation outward and then eventually sink lower and lower. So we're going to start working on more and more of these things that are going to help translate into our snake creeps down. We're going to see a couple of other variations as we continue on through the weeks. All right, 1 or 2 more breaths. We're going to stand up, extend, maybe use your hands to get off the ground. Turn your toes pointing in now and hinge forward and stretch the hips the other way. Dropping down on your exhale, hips to the sky, head hangs down. Now again, it's going to be your choice. Do you want to come up slowly, or do you want that little bit more strength piece by bringing the hands to the hips? Try to hit that flat back as you inhale and come up. And then we'll come back to center. We're going to revisit that mountain pose. We're going to take a moment to reconnect with the breath. We just did a huge push. Okay, we're going to do a little bit more. Feet shoulders width or together, your choice. Fingertips reach down to the earth. Head lifting up, shoulders down. Drop the tailbone and soften through the knees. Maybe you close your eyes. You notice how your legs and your hips feel. You start to slow down your breath again. Where's the weight in your feet? Is it centered, front to back, side to side? Two more big breaths, settling in. Noticing how we can elongate the breath and start to slow down body and mind. Release the arms. We're going to bring those feet again about hips distance apart. It's up to you for that block between your legs. We're going to bend down, this time bringing the hands to the knees. Fingertips kind of point in to relax the shoulders. I'm going to turn so that you can see. We're going to inhale and we're going to lengthen through the spine, maybe even looking up. Exhaling, chin to chest, navel to spine. Tuck your tailbone in and round through your back. Inhale, release. You can even stick your bottom out for a moment as you lift through the chest and come up. Exhaling, round. So it's a standing variation of our cat and cow stretch, and we flow with our breath. Inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, we round. And we just flow back and forth. Finding a little bit of movement through the spine. One more. Looking up and rounding the back. Next inhale, release the arms, stand up and reach overhead. Lengthen through the body. Exhale, drop one elbow, extend through the other arm, really stretch. Inhale, come up. Exhale, lengthen. Float back and forth, follow your breath. Inhaling up, exhaling through. Just extending through the ribs and the side body, maybe through that hip a little bit. Kind of trying to find our grounded feeling again. Last one. Come back to center on your inhale. Exhale and float down. All right, we're gonna visit some balancing poses for a moment. So this is where you might want a chair or a wall or anything at all that you can hold on to. We're gonna start with a tree pose. So growing roots into the earth. Shift your weight to the right. Find your balance, lift up your left heel. Start with just touching the toes to your ankle. Now from here, if that feels good, you can lift to your calf. Remember, we don't want to wobble so much. We'd rather touch and then revisit, okay? You could also skip your knee. It's not meant to be pushed on to the side direction. So we would grab our ankle and bring our foot to our thigh. Now you could have hands to the heart, arms extended overhead, palms face each other. You could push your palms out to the side or even have that beautiful upper body shape. It's going to be up to you. So what feels best? We want to notice where the weight is in our foot. Try to relax your foot, let it spread out on the ground. Unlock your knee. Lift through the crown of your head. Make sure you're breathing. That's going to help your alignment, or your balance, I should say. Our breath is our key to our balance. Remember, it's totally okay to touch the ground. We would rather touch than wiggle and wobble from side to side. You're going to feel your foot continuously adjust as we hold too, so that's normal as well. Okay, release. Drop the arms down from wherever you are. Let that left foot touch. Start shifting your weight. Relax the foot, unlock the leg. Choose your position, toes to the ground. Calf, always feel free to touch. Skip over your knee. So the next is the thigh. Hands to the heart and push out to the side, overhead, or that hugging position. Every day is different. You actually have to push into your thigh to get your foot to stay there. And this being my broken foot, it doesn't push too well yet. It takes a long time to recover from injuries. We just want to accept where we are, give ourselves grace, move how we can today. Any bit of moving is helpful. Let's take a couple more breaths. Feel that connection lifting you up through the crown of your head. Let yourself grow those roots a little bit deeper into the earth. And then release. Relax back down. Okay, now we're going to visit what we call is kind of a standing pigeon pose. We also see this in Ashtanga yoga in the very beginning of our sequence. This is a great opportunity to hold onto something and maybe even potentially have a strap to loop underneath your leg. So I'm going to start with that just so I can show you, because we would want to start by actually putting this behind our leg while we're standing on both feet, okay? Then if we're going to need the help with the balance, we would grab with the same arm as our leg and we would hold on to whatever it is on this side, because we're going to lift up. This is a big difference. Tai Chi, we have 45 degrees and straight. Here, both legs are going to be to the straight direction. And we're going to lift and maybe pull up. Now, you could grab both hands on the outside or underneath or behind the knee. You could grab one hand while you hold onto something. We're trying to get a stretch through our hip while challenging our balance. So there's a lot going on here. We need to be aware of how we feel. Again, every day is different. Try to relax your feet. In Tai Chi, we know the toe points down. If that helps, point it down, but at least let it just relax. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed down as you pull up. Lots going on, right? Now from here, we're going to take it one step further. We're going to only use the left hand if we have the left leg up. And we're going to pull up and we're going to try to open it to the side direction. So again, holding on to something is really key. So we're opening up through the hips here, challenging our balance. sure to breathe. That is the key. Okay, we're going to come back to center. We're going to bring that knee up nice and high, and we're going to challenge our strength for a moment. So we're going to point our toes and have our leg at whatever height it can be. It does not matter if it's down here or up. We're going to hold for 2 more breaths. Arms could be out. You could be holding on to something. And release. Come back to center. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So you might want to switch or turn direction depending on what you had for your balance. First, shift your weight. Notice your foot. Grow your roots into the ground. Find lightness by lifting up. And then either take your strap under your leg and pull up, or slowly lift up. Knee to chest. Underneath. Hand could be on something. Whatever feels good. But make sure your leg is not locked out. Your foot is relaxed. Well, both feet really. Shoulders down, head lifting up. And feel your breath fill your belly. Try to let yourself settle in. And then we're going to move into that second variation. So right hand on right leg only, underneath or behind or just that strap, and open out to the side. So find that rotation from your hip. Similar to what we do in our warrior or our bow stances. We open and we rotate the hip to the outside direction. This is a challenge. I know this. It's still a challenge for me a lot of days. But it's building strength, balance, and helping our hips. All right, let's go back to center. Knee to chest. And again, we're going to point those toes. And it does not matter the height that your foot is at. You could point and touch. Again and again, it does not matter. We're just trying to challenge what's going on in our body. And then we're going to release. Okay, now we did a lot of leg work. So we're going to do one more balancing pose that's going to help stretch out through the legs here. So switching sides again, grabbing on if you need to. I'm going to turn so you can see. You're either going to grab your pant leg, your ankle, or your foot. But you could also take a strap here as well and pull up if that feels good. Okay, it's going to be about your flexibility, your balance. And from here, we want to be very aware that our legs are in alignment. So the straighter you can get them, keeping them together and keeping them together this way instead of out here, the more you're going to get for the stretch. Now you could be holding on. You could lean forward to challenge your balance and get a little bit more stretch, but that's not necessary. But we want to make sure our shoulders down. So if we're really close, we bend the elbow and it goes backwards. Ready? Release. Now we're going to switch. We got one more side. Find your center. Pick up your foot. Maybe you've got that strap, pant leg, ankle, whatever it is. Grab that foot, knees together, legs together. Find your balance. Holding on to something is great. Just even lightly touching something can be really helpful. Arm could be overhead, palm could be out. You could be leaning into it. What feels good? We don't want to push ourselves too far. I always say 70% with yoga. 70%, and that 70% will naturally increase over time. So I want you to hear that. It's going to change the more you practice. Ready? Release. Let's get one more big hamstring fold in there. So inhaling, arms come up. Feet are shoulders width, and we exhale and we hinge forward and we bend into our legs and we let everything hang for a moment. So first we do our lower back by lifting our hips and bending into our legs. And then whenever you want, straighten the legs and stretch through the hamstrings. And there's so many options we could include here, but for right now, we'll just stick with letting the arms hang down or grabbing the elbows in front of or behind your legs. Make sure you're breathing, even as we let our head hang down. Big breaths. If your belly is pressing into your thighs, then you can really be aware of what's going on. And then we'll very slowly come up. Return all the way back to our mountain pose. So in a traditional yoga class where we end in Shavasana, we're lying on the ground in this position so that our body does not have gravity pulling on the joints. We're keeping it standing, so we're going to take a moment here. And it might feel like an extended moment, but we're going to try to keep our focus to the here and now. We're going to turn it inward by closing our eyes, revisiting that mountain pose, so palms facing forward, fingertips point down. Bring your attention to your body. Where's the weight in your feet? Are your knees soft? Are your hips level? Are you finding length through each vertebrae all the way up to the crown of your head like there's a string pulling you from above? Can you let your shoulders hang down so your fingertips reach even further towards the earth? And with each exhale, soften through the body, releasing the forehead and the jaw. Relax through the neck and the shoulders. Think about softening through the belly, the pelvis or hips. Let your energy sink down so the legs start to feel heavy as the upper body feels light. We're going to take a moment in silence. I want you to notice what's changed in your body. Start from the crown of your head, move all the way down through your feet, and notice the changes. Few more breaths. Whenever you feel your mind wander, bring your focus back to your body and your breath, knowing you've carved this time out for yourself in your practice. If there's anything else you need to carry you throughout your day, your week, or until I see you next, take a big inhale, gather that energy from the earth by lifting the arms up overhead. Bring the hands together and imagine that energy washing through your whole body, settling down as your palms sit in front of your heart. Take a moment of thanks for your body in any way you could move, and for yourself for creating time for your practice. And I thank you for joining me today. We end each yoga session with namaste. Namaste means that the light within me acknowledges the light within you. We are one and the same. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. Well, I hope you enjoyed our mini session. I know that was quite a challenge. We saw a lot of similarities and differences between our Tai Chi and yoga practice, but we also gained a lot of strength, flexibility, and awareness to what's going on in our body. Until next time, I hope you continue with your 5 minutes a day, and I also hope to see you again soon.